Hello, artful friends. I'm glad you're here. And I'd like to say welcome to my new friends that have joined the channel. And I hope you're having a creative day. Um, you may be able to tell by my desk, we're going to do some watercoloring today. We're going to do some watercolor and doodling. Hopefully, when we're done, we're going to be able to split this down the middle and have two tall journaling cards slash bookmarks. So it's going to be something very simple that anybody can do. Yeah, so let's get started. Okay, so I'm going to use a number 8 and a number 10 round. Grab any watercolor. Ollie, I'm doing a video, gotta be quiet. Grab any brushes you have. I'm just letting you know the size that I'm using. And if you have any questions, let me know. Yeah, so I'm just going to start painting. I let you know that I'm using Blue Indigo by Sennelier. I'm using a peach color and or actually it's more of an apricot color for a neutral color, and I'm using gold ochre. And I'm just going to wet my paints here. Get some, I did pull some paint into the palette before I started, but it needs to, need a little bit more in there, I think. There we go. Okay. I think we're gonna the gold ochre maybe. Let's see. Oh yeah. Get a little bit more, I guess. Make sure we have enough. If you're mixing your colors, you know, just make sure you have enough before you start painting, so the color doesn't change. It looks like I may have gotten a little bit of blue in this. Let me get this. Let me mop this up and note to self: rinse my brush really well. Do not put it in blue before you're going into a lighter color. Got to get back in the saddle, Shauna. Oh, goodness. I know it's been a while since I've done these, and I know at the beginning of the year I said that I was going to, you know, do more, get back into the watercolor and doodling, and I had well intentions to do so, but as most of you may know, is you know, I got real sick at the beginning of the year, and then I had to have back surgery, so I'm on the mend now where I can sit here and do some creative watercoloring with you guys. So that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to start out with the apricot, and I'm just going to make some, like, I wouldn't say blobs, but just some like funky flower style things on here. Yeah. And yeah, I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna make sure I have enough water in there. All right. Okay, so I think I'm just gonna do this with my brush. It's kind of no real shapes. I guess you could call them blobs. You know, maybe tulip type flowers, but they're not going to be tulip type. They're going to be, let's introduce the blue indigo now. I don't want that to mix. It's probably going to take over the apricot. And I'm just going to kind of shaping oval shaped flowers, nothing big. You know, just put your pen to paper. Yeah. I'm going to wet this one just a little bit on this. And I'm going to put, drop some glue in there. Let that set. Don't really want hard edges on them. I want them to be kind of lost and found, per se. Okay. I don't know what these are going to look like. We may have a hot mess on our hands, so no guarantees on this one. Okay. I'm not this one mixed good. I'm not sure how this one is. I'm going to wet that down a little bit. Now, as long as you catch it before it dries, you can manipulate the paint and the water. Yeah. Like, I love the shape of that one, so I'm just going to leave that one alone. And come over here and kind of soften the edges. Yeah, I want softer edges on these. Let's soften those up here. They are oddly shaped, that's for sure. Okay, and I'm going to do a couple more on this one. I should have made this one probably bigger, so when I cut it down, so I'm going to have to do 3 over here. I was just going to do 5 and let this one split between the 2 things, but I don't think I'm going to get, yeah, I don't think I did, so I'm going to do, 2 on this one, because it's going to have a little bit of this one, and so maybe I'll do a little bud or something on this side. Just kind of playing around here, kind of seeing and seeing what I like, and yeah. So I'm going to do those. Let's give this a little bit of water.
Okay.
Drop in a little bit of glue.
Yeah.
Let that kind of mix. Do the same thing again. Oops. Doggy here for the win, right? Soften this up. Be a little more loose with it. I want it to be real loose. Like, whatever happens to them, I want to have them loose and soft and sort of as much as possible. Okay, and I guess I'll just do a little bud here.
Is my pizza almost out?
Go in there and talk to Daddy, please.
Do you want pizza or no?
No.
No.
I'm going to check if Grandma ate all the noodles.
Mom,
Huh?
did you eat the noodles from the...
No, your dog did. Okay, can soften those. Probably should have wet the background if I wanted them, looser. So I think Okay, I'm going to go and dry this. So if you're following along, just go and dry it, and then we'll come back. Okay? All right. Let's do some easy leaves. Looks like I got a drop of water here. Oops. And a thread. All right. So I think I'm going to do them like in the blue. And I'm going to drop in, I'm going to introduce now the gold ochre. So just some one-stroke leaves, and pop in a little bit on the edge. Oh boy, I am rusty on my leaves. Oh goodness, Shauna. Let me lighten that up a little bit. I'm going to use two brushes, one for my, because I really want to just drop this in right away. Yeah, that's what I want. That one can come off like it's going off the picture. Drop in, yeah, make sure you guys are seeing what I'm doing here. Okay, dropping it in. Now I'm not planning anything, I'm just going intuitively. Yeah. Just doing a couple, 3 little dots. Don't be afraid to let your colors mix and mingle on the paper. Definitely fun to you know, this gives you the freedom of not worrying about, you know, what it looks like. Just go with it. Just, you know, just let it do what it wants to do.
I know this is not all of it. Where's the rest of it? Tell me. Where's the rest of it?
We're just doing ovals, and if you can't do it in one stroke, you know, and you want to be a little more precise, just, you know, do it with your brush, you know, and you can, you know, just do two, you can do 2 strokes, you know, So make it the shape that you want it, you know, like that. Just if you want your leaves to be more rounded, that's okay too. So yeah, okay.
Never find this again. This is mine. Where's the whole thing?
Okay. I think that's good. All right. So now I'm going to dry that and come back.
What's the rest of it?
Okay, so now I'm going to take my biggest brush, or any brush you have, and we're going to do a little bit of negative painting, a very simple negative painting. I'm going to come around and I'm going to wet this paper around my around the buds and leaves a little bit. Just, you know, be loose with it. Don't worry. You know, just wet all the way around it, and further out. The trick is to go further out than you think where you're gonna drop the paint, so you don't get hard edges. Okay. So, because the paint's only gonna go where it's wet, where the water is. It follows the water. So I'm just gonna pop in here a little bit of dots, okay, just dots, and then I'm going to come around and I'm going to rub it out. You know, there we go. And then, you know, don't put too much water on your paper. But just go around your objects. It's fine. You know, some places we'll drop paint, and some places we won't. You do hit or miss, and because when you wet what's already there, you can travel with it and make a light. You know, make the background very loose and loose and free. Going around your objects. And this really isn't like negative painting per se, but it gives you the practice, because when you do negative painting, you paint around your objects. Plopping down some color in the wet areas, and then I'm going to come with a clean wet brush and just kind of, not super wet, you want it a little bit drier so you can drag that color out. We're creating a bright sunny day. And with, you know, dropping the yellow ochre in the leaves, it allowed me to introduce the color in more than just the background. You kind of want, you know, you want to you know, use your color more than in just one area, so it harmonizes your piece. Now again, I'm doing this all as one piece right now. Well, we're going to cut it up after we doodle and make bookmarks. So keeping that in mind, but you know, do the practice. You know, if you do the practice, then when you go to do a real painting, you'll have that knowledge of what you like, what you don't like. Okay, so some of my background is lighter, some of it's darker. Just make sure, now you see right here I have a hard edge around the flower. So what I'm going to do, because it's still wet, I'm keeping the paper wet, I can come and, you know, put my wet brush there, and then that stops the hard line that the paint is trying to give us. See here too. So now I can just take a damp brush. I wouldn't say a wet brush. I would say more of a damp brush. And just go around where I see the hard edges and fade them out. Fade out the hard edges so they're not there. Okay. Yeah, I think that's good. Okay, so I'm going to go and dry that, and I'm going to grab my pens, and then we'll doodle. Okay, guys, see you in a minute. Oh, okay, I'm back. So I'm going to show you the pens that I've brought out. All of them are Uniball Signo pens, just different colors and different size nibs. And then I also brought out a Muji pencil. So let me zoom in here so you can see. So we have a light gray Signo, a light gray Signo, a dark gray Signo, a small nib white, and a large nib white. And then I have this Muji pencil, because we're going to use some graphite, and it's a 0.3. And you can get these on Amazon or Jet Pens. But yeah, I'm going to do my initial doodling. Let me fix my bracelet here. With the pencil. And then we'll do some shading with the pencil as well. So I'm going to kind of feel where my flowers are going, and keeping in mind where your stem, how your stem would curve naturally in nature, right? And which way, you wanted to make it flow with how the flowers would be. So I'm going to start up here on the left hand side, and I'm just gonna go around and being really loose. I'm holding my pencil way up halfway up the barrel and not down here. I'm gonna hold it here and just kind of make the flowers loose and then more abstract. Okay. And then the stem would come. Let's do all the flower heads, so then you can see how I would do the stems for the leaves. It's a really fine nib. I'm not sure. Let me make sure. Yeah, you're seeing it. Okay. And now this one wouldn't connect to this one, this way. So, I'm going to go around and do this bud, or this, this flower. And I'm not really following, the outline of the flower. I mean, I am, but I don't mind that there's gaps there. Okay. And then this one would come down like this, and this one would come down more straight. And then the eye will fill in the fact that these will most likely connect, you know, further down the painting, down here. But your eye will fill that in. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do my leaves. And I'm not doing I'm not using the pencil um, for so I could, you know, I'm not afraid to use my pens. You got most of you, all those that have been following me and watching any of my watercolor know that I'm not. I can doodle in pen, but I want to bring the graphite in for shading, so I'm using that to do my initial sketch. You know, um, so and then what I'm going to do here is we're going to have some graphite leaves. So here. Let's see, let's do one up here. And I'm just doing a quick oval shape, nothing um, spectacular. Again, we want this to be free and loose. Now I'm going to start going around the actual leaves that I did paint with my pencil. They're all part of the same bush, right? So that these painted leaves would be the same as the ones that are not painted. And I like the abstract shape of the leaves. You know, some they got kind of, if you follow the contour, they'll have you know, dips and stuff where the paint didn't quite go if I want to follow that shape. Make sure you guys are seeing what I'm doing here. I'm taking my time for you guys. Normally I would go faster, but I kind of wanted to give you guys an idea. And let's see, let me pull it up so you can see it. So see all those beautiful, beautiful pencil doodles? That looks good. Right. Now I'm going to start a little bit of the shading with my pencil, and then I'll bring in the pens. But I want to do some of the initial shading with the pencil. And again, I'm holding it firmly, but on the barrel and not way down near at the end of the barrel where the lead is. Make sure you guys are seeing. Yeah. I like the color of the graphite when shading. It's a little bit softer than pen. And depending on what I'm, trying to accomplish. Like some flowers, a hard line is nice. Where these, I want them to be, I want the shading to be a little bit softer. Okay. And if you do pencil and you don't like what you do, that's okay. You can erase it. Like, look, as long as your paper is dry, I can come in here now and pick that up a little bit if I feel like I put too much, right? Oops. And you can also erase, those incidental marks. Actually, I'm going to leave that. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm more of a gray person. Oops. Like that here. And the heavier you lay down your pencil, the darker the lead the spot will get, right, naturally. So, if the pencil is too light for you, if you start out with a small nib pencil, you can build up and lighten the mark you put to get, the flower or whatever it is you're painting. All right. Reinforce our pencil mark there. And I'm going to reinforce it here. Okay. Okay. Graphite is great to use with your watercolor because it gets a little, it can become a little smudgy if you paint over it. Yeah. It's one of my sharper edges on this. I have a small area eraser, but I didn't pull it out, and I'm not going to. Okay. Again, just being real loose. I don't know how long this video will be because I'm doing it in real time. I'm not really, I'm definitely not skipping anything, right? So the video may be a little long. I tend to, take my time when I'm trying to, well, not take my time, but I want to give you, it just takes longer, naturally when you do it in real time. So I'm gonna finish this now off camera, and I will come back after I've done the graphite. Yeah. Okay. So just go around and, as long as you'll know when it's right, when it make, you'll know when it's right because it'll make sense to you, right? All your items will be connected, and it'll look right. If it doesn't look right, you'll know. But if you go overboard, don't worry about that. And then what I would do for this, or what I'm going to do for this, not what I would do, but what I'm going to do is now I'm going to take my darker pen, or my pen, and come in with a little bit of more work on this. but I need to take a break and come back. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm back. It's actually the next day, but I have gone through and finished the other side the same way I did this side, and you'll be able to see that. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to elaborate more on the leaves a little bit with the graphite, and then I'm also going to be bringing in some pen work. Now, this is where we're going to be combining graphite and ink together. Hopefully it'll turn out, no promises. So what I want to do is, I love the lightness of the graphite, but I want to give a little bit of shading to the leaves, or really not shading, more definition in some areas, probably towards where they branch off the stem, like here, shade in a little bit with the pencil, and then we'll bring in the pens. So what I want to do is just define them a little bit more. And I don't know if it's going to look right. It might be a mistake, but I'm going to try. And because you don't know unless you play, I'm not real versed in graphite, but that's the reason why I'm doing this. I'm practicing. I'm paying the dues, doing the work. Yeah. So, because I want to get better at combining, pencil, graphite and colored pencil together with ink and watercolor. Yeah, and I need to practice to get it right, or to get better acclimated to using graphite. And I'm just, yeah, you're seeing what I'm doing. I'm just going in lightly towards where the base is. Just a little bit. Maybe do some of the tips a little bit. Not too much, because I don't want to make them too, I like the lightness, yeah. So it is Thursday here where I'm at, and the sun is shining. The weather's not too bad. As far as like heat wise, it's warm here. It's summertime, so thankfully we haven't had too much or any rain in the last couple days. To make it muggy on top of yeah, I can't remember. No, it's down here. Yeah. Define the stems a little bit more. Just go around your page, and I'm not pressing hard. Turn this, yeah. I'm just lightly. I'm barely even putting any pressure or holding my pencil. I'm holding it in the barrel, like I always tell you guys. You hold it on hold it up on the barrel, so you're not so rigid and tight with it. And I don't know if this is, you know, if this is going to look right in the end, but we're going to see. I'm enjoying working with the pencil. This is I think I said this is a Muji pencil, 0.3, and I just, you know, the lead is so small, so it just is like perfect for the shading. Yeah. You know, and doing the shading work, uh, it quickly shows where the separation is. Like, you know, I have a leaf that's coming over this little stem. Let me hold it up. So we have a stem, okay, that goes up, and then it splits. One split is going this way, and one split is going up, and so this leaf is over that. So your mind automatically fills in that the rest of the stem is behind this leaf. Yeah. All right. Don't like this one too much. Curve that. There we go. And I'm not doing them all the same way, and I'm not all of them are getting the tips shaded, just some, just to give some variation, because in nature nothing is perfect, right? So, you know, I'm just kind of going around and picking one or two here or there to give some shading on the ends. Makes it look more natural, even though this is just a fun little painting exercise that we did. Okay. Don't be afraid to experiment and explore, find out what you like and what works for you. Yeah. Okay. All right, I like that. Hold it up, go around. Okay. Now I'm going to, I think I'm going to just go in with the dark gray. I'll bring in the light gray if I need it. Let's see. I know I want to put some like dots in the background, but I also am going to put some leaves in the darker gray, and hopefully it'll be a little bit darker of a contrast against the graphite. That's what I'm hoping. So let me pick a place to put a leaf. Okay. Put one in here. And another one off that. Be a little more deliberate with my pen. Okay. There's that one. Now I'm going to come over here and I'm going to come down and come around, and now we have that stem in the middle there, but because we did it in graphite, we can go ahead and erase that so we don't have a line going through our leaf, because that wouldn't look right. the leaf has got it, in this instance, in this area, the leaf needs to go over. Okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oops. Okay. It's a little more defined. I want to pop just right where they are. So I'm just going to go around and pop in some leaves. It doesn't matter if they're full leaves or half leaves. This one, the leaf is going behind that. I want to put one here. Let's see. You know what? Let's oops. That's okay. I went inside. It's a happy accident. Put a little line there. It's like the leaf has been bent or something. Okay. Alright, it's looking good so far. Let's do one here. Okay. Yeah, I think on those, I'm going to make the tips real on one side. Yeah, I like that. And that's just a style that I do. Want to give them some dimension so they can stick out. We don't got the tip on that one. We don't got the tip on that one. Okay. Loving that. Not really fit any more down in there. Let's nope, I kind of like that the way it is. So we need some on this side now. I'm going to go with this one that I did in pencil, and it's going to become a pen leaf. Don't be afraid to change your mind about something you've done if you can. You know, if you don't like it, or in this case, I need to have some more of the darker leaves on this side. Now that I have them on this side, I'm just strengthening my lines. You know, and if you're not sure where to go next in a painting, but I look where I can do some extra shading that's needed, or you know, like on this side, it's really good the way the leaves are planned out, right? So, or laid out, not planned out, but laid out. So then, you know, I know I need to have some on this side now. So I'm not afraid to change, you know, my graphite to incorporate some more pen. And I think what I'm going to do is have one here coming off the bottom of the flower in the stem area, so we can Okay. Could have some coming up, one coming up here. From behind the flower. Okay. Strengthen that line. Okay. Let's change this one to pink. Okay. Still feel like I need one there. Sure you guys are seeing what I'm doing. Okay. Nice. Okay. I like that. So now I'm just going to go around and put some dots. So yeah, they're not, it's not anything, they're not maybe, yeah, I think I want them rounded. That way we don't have just the dark gray in one spot. Sorry, I get quiet when sometimes, because this can be very meditative. Sometimes I just get really quiet. So let's see, what can I talk about? I've had my grandbabies the last couple of days. If you're here at last night's live stream, you were able to hear them a lot in the background. They're getting so big. I can't believe they're getting so big. They're 4 and 7 now, my two youngest ones, and yeah, they're just getting big. Okay, I like that. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So hold it up so you guys can see it so far. Not too shabby. Now I want to decide, do I want to put any more like decorative works in the flowers? I think I want to, but I think what I'm going to do is do it in the white, and we'll just do, you know, little somethings in there. Okay. All right, so let's get the white pen. This is the broader one, and I'm going to use that, you know, to put, you really gotta, yeah, don't press too hard with the gel pen. You get better results out of them. Yeah. And you can, you know, obviously you can always go over your dots. And these I'm making very oblong or irregular. And the white's not popping as much in some areas in the flower because um, the paint color, you know. So, yeah. Go. Let those dry a minute. Yeah, it's like white on white. It's fine. Darken them up a little bit. Put a little bit heavier weight on them. Are going over them? There you go. Okay. Yeah, it shows up a lot in the blue, but like I said, we'll go over them. I do a few, you know, so they can dry, and then we'll go over them. I'm not putting any white in the blue leaves, maybe to separate them. I'm going to do it down here. So same like I did with the black. I'm just going to go give them a little bit of something something. I have been known to overdo it, which, you know, that happens. Um, If you feel like you're overdoing it, then, you know, that might be your cue to stop. That one will just have 3. This one has, did I not put 5 in this one? I don't see where this one has. I like odd numbers in most cases. Alright, let me bring you guys down a little bit more. I think you guys can see what I'm doing, but it's hard for me to tell while I'm recording. When the playback, it always looks good enough, but I never know while I'm filming. Maybe, let's see if it'll show up. This is, you know, a thinner white gel pen. Let's see. Yeah, it's gonna be so light in the background. I think I'm gonna skip the smaller one. Yeah, I think, take a look back, step back if you're ever, you know, I can look at it in the screen, or I can come up here and see, does it make sense to me? I mean, if it was a real pen, like you were going to use it as a whole, you know, does it look harmonious? Does it look right? Are you missing something? Yeah. Let's see. I'm just making sure that we got good on the leaves. All right, I do like that. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to do something fun with this, because oh, shite. Note to self. Pull the sticky tape one at a time. This is washi tape, so it's not too sticky, but enough to pull it if you don't take it off right. So, and then always pull at an angle. And if you have really sticky tape, use your heat gun to lift it. Okay. All right. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom out so you can see. Okay. We're going to cut this in half, and I'm going to make 2 long side pocket deals or bookmarks. I'm not sure which, but I am going to get my glue here and fix that corner where I made my boo-boo. I didn't pull, you know, if you do make a rip in your, you know, if it's something that's okay to not be perfect, you know, nothing's really ever perfect, but I didn't pull that piece that was coming up. I didn't pull it all the way off. Okay, that's just a little tip. Don't pull it all the way off, and then it'll lay right back down with the, you know, you can put a little bit of glue. I don't have to do that very often because I'm usually very careful, but I wasn't this time. Okay, so let's put this away over here. Now, let's, I'm going to get out my cutter. I know these are 6 wide, so I'm going to cut it at the 3 mark. No, actually first let's cut the sides, the, you know, the border all the way around, because I don't want that. I was just had border because it looks nice, and you know, and this is watercolor paper, so it's a little thick. You need to press a little firmer. Be firmly with it. Be firmly with it, okay? So this is going to change the measurement a little bit because I'm cutting, you know, we're cutting this off. So okay. I do want to make it straight. So what I'm going to do is that enough? No, that's too much. Let's come in here. I think that'll be right. Yes, that's good. Okay, I'm not worried about the fuzzies on it. Now we need to measure this. So this is like 5 1/2. So like 2 3/4 would be a half of that. So I'm going to cut that. Let's see. I like that. But, no, actually. Trying to figure out if I want to do it exactly half, seeing what it's going to cut off. Yeah, that's fine. I'm splitting it down the middle. Yeah, let's just do this. There we go. Oh, I like that. You know, and it looks as if there's something going on over here. You know, because I cut into that flower, the stems are kind of cut into, we got a partial flower here and some partial leaf bits. That makes it look like, you know, it makes it tell a story that there's something going on each of the sides. So yeah, I like that. Same here, we've got some leaves that are, you know, because this will be on a different page. And so we only have a partial flower there. You know, some of the leaves have their partial. So that looks, to me, that looks, you know, natural. Like there's something going on over there. I don't know what, but there's more to this story, right? So what these are going to, what I'm going to use these for is this is 6 by 9. So let me just make sure that this is 9, or no, because we cut out the top. So it's like 8 1/2. But it's going to go on a page. Let me get, I think side tucks would be good on this in the journal. So if this is my page, you know, and it's fitting this way, this would go on there just like that, and then you know, it becomes a tuck spot. And same with this one. The page is going this way, you know, or I can, you know, put this one this way. You know, depending on where you put it on the page, you know, it'll, you know, they're going to be separate. They're not going to be together. And now that I'm thinking about it, I probably should have done 2 paintings like this so I could get 3. But I like, oh, see there, the gel dried nice and opaque, so you can see the white dots in the flowers there. And you can see all the graphite leaves and the pen leaves, and oh, the dots. I just love those. I love the colors together. They're pretty. Yep. So that's what I had today. I hope you enjoyed this watercolor and doodle. And I am going to be able to. I am going to be doing more again now that I'm not fully healed and I still got issues, but I'm able to at least, you know, sit at the desk and do some watercolor and doodle for you. So that's it. I like this. yeah, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask me. All my information is going to be in the description box on ways to contact me. You can either put the questions in the comments below, or you can email me. Hit me up on Instagram or that. But I hope you enjoyed this little mini session, or this little watercolor and doodle. And you know what? I wish you guys the best of days, and thank you for being here. You know, you guys make all this possible, and so I am so thankful for you guys. Yeah, that's it. I'm just really thankful for you guys. Yeah, so you guys go and have a creative day, and remember that you're loved a lot. Okay, guys, bye.